the harvest.
Akwa by Ifrikya, this is Imane Nouad with the latest news from across Africa and the world. We begin our news today in Washington, where the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda have signed a declaration of principles pledging respect for sovereignty, peaceful dispute resolution, and drafting a peace agreement by May 2nd, a major step towards ending violence in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. In Gabon, the Constitutional Court officially confirms Brice Clotaire leaguing Guima as the country's new president following his overwhelming victory with 94.85% of the vote in the April 12th elections. Turning to Sudan, the United Nations has sounded the alarm after more than 480 civilians were killed in North Darfur. Over the past 2 weeks only, the UN called for the civilian death toll horrifying as violence continues to spiral. At the United Nations in New York, the A3+ group comprising Algeria, Somalia, Sierra Leone, and Guyana calls for an inclusive transition in Syria, emphasizing that sustainable peace requires full engagement of Syrian communities. Algerian ambassador to the UN, Ammar Ben Jama, spoke representing the group at the meeting. Let's listen to him.
I firmly believe that a successful and inclusive transition must be Syrian-led and Syrian-owned with the strong back of the international community. This process must remain aligned with the principles of Security Council Resolution 2254. At this critical juncture, the role of the United Nations remains essential, and we reiterate our support to Mr. Pedersen in his endeavor. Therefore, we reiterate the importance of safeguarding the independence and operational capacity of the United Nations agencies.
And in Senegal, President Bassirou Diomaye Faye appoints Dr. Cheikh Gaye to lead a national dialogue from May 28th to June 4th. The talk aimed to bridge political parties, civil society, and religious leaders on key issues like party financing and voting rights for prisoners. Shifting focus to Gaza, where the humanitarian situation is nothing short of catastrophic. The World Health Organization warns that medical and food supplies are nearly exhausted after more than 7 weeks of blockade. The death toll has now reached 51,439, with over 117,000 injured. In Burundi, the United Nations Refugee Agency is warning that funding shortages are threatening aid to over 70,000 Congolese refugees who have fled violence since January. Rising tensions with local communities have made the situation increasingly critical. In Nigeria, action is underway to revive the once vibrant textiles industry. The National Economic Council has approved the creation of a Cotton, Textile and Garment Development Council, funded by a new import tax on textiles. In East Africa, the International Monetary Fund projects that Kenya will overtake Ethiopia this year as the region's largest economy, with Kenya's GDP expected to rise to $132 billion compared to Ethiopia's $117 billion. And in Algeria, on the other hand, the third African Business Expo opened today in Oran, gathering representatives from over 20 African countries. The event aims to boost cooperation, forge partnerships, and promote African industrial and commercial exchanges across sectors like agro-food, renewable energy, mining, and even logistics. On other news, in the Vatican City, Algeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, attended the funeral of Pope Francis, conveying President Abdelmajid Tebboun's heartfelt condolences. He praised the late Pope's legacy of championing fraternity and defending the oppressed around the world. Tanzania marks today the Union Day, the anniversary of the historic, the 1964 unification of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. It's a profound moment of reflection for the nation, so happy historic day. And finally, in sports, it's a medal haul for Algeria's judoka in Abidjan on the first day of the African Individual Championships. Algerian athletes captured 7 medals, 2 silvers and 5 bronze, with more events still ahead. And that sums up today's Harvest. Thank you for paying attention, and don't forget to stay with us at the top of the hour with the French Roundup with Abdelmalik Bilhawshed. Keep enjoying today's programs with Ifrikya FM, the voice of Africa.
Ifrikya FM 105.6 FM, 98.4 FM, and in shortwave.